Never mind the famous university at the center of town. In New Haven, there is no more important institution than pizza. World-renowned pizza joints, Sally's, Modern, and Pepe's, are pilgrimages for lovers of the doughy, saucy delicacy. But what is Ah-Beetz? It's the story of Italian immigrants to factories along New Haven Harbor, of a food beloved by soldiers stationed in Italy during World War II, and so much more. That's why the Municipal Voice is on location at the New Haven Museum with Gorman Bouchard, Dean Falcone, and Jason Bischoff-Wurstel to talk about the new exhibit, Pronounced Ah-Beetz, and the story of everyone's favorite food. The Municipal Voice is the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities podcast in collaboration with WNHH LP 103.5 FM. I'm your host, Matt Ford. As always, be sure to give us a like and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. CCM's Municipal Voice podcast continues to present a key forum on important state-local issues. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect the consensus views of CCM or member municipal leaders. All right, we're here with Dean, Gorman, and Jason at the New Haven Museum. And Jason, you're here with the museum. Can you tell us just briefly what the museum is and how you got involved with this exhibit?
All right, thanks for coming. The museum, the New Haven Museum, is basically we were the New Haven Colony Historical Society, and then New Haven Colony Historical Society and Museum, and now New Haven Museum. We date back to the mid-Civil War when in New England historical societies began, and that was kind of twofold. One was uniting the country during strife, and the other showing off your stuff if you were of a certain gentry. So we date back, had many different homes. We've been in this home for almost 100 years now. We're coming up on our 100th anniversary. I've been doing exhibitions here since 2008. And basically what happened with this story is Gorman and I worked on a previous exhibition, Factory. And Factory opened up in 2020. Basically, what was it, 3 weeks before?
3 weeks before, February 2020.
It was February 20th, and then shutdown was March 13th. So 3 weeks before.
And
we had huge opening. The things were
great, and then
So that was, and I think that's actually the first night I met, you improper and the whole thing. So we had a lot going on. And that night, after we successfully worked on this project, and that had been about a year or two or so, we'd been working on that. He's like, hey, we made the film
about pizza.
Colin wrote the book on pizza. What do you think? And the seed, was planted there. And here we are now, getting close to 6 years later, and we're opening the show.
Oh, so it's six? Yeah, I guess it before.
It's close,
So a long time coming. Gorman, so he was saying you were working on that other one, Factory. Was there a film attached to that one too?
There's a film attached to it, but because of the problems with the development of the building, there's still no ending for the film. So
to be determined at some point.
The film is mostly edited and ready to go. I need literally the narrator to sort of take me through all the changes. The developer sort of went off the deep end a little bit.
Got rectified or something.
Yes, hopefully it seems like it's gotten rectified.
So talking about the factories, and now we're talking about pizza. Are you a native of the New Haven?
I'm a native of Waterbury, but I've lived in New Haven since the 80s.
So did this documentary come out of your interest in pizza, or did you start talking with Dean about it?
I started making documentaries with Color Me Obsessed, the film about the replacements, which was 2008-ish, I believe. And I was really liking it, and it was Chris who said to me, hey, you really like this, you should maybe do something on things you love like pizza. And I think she was being sarcastic, and I think I had 10 seconds later texted you, it's like, let's do a documentary on pizza, or something along those lines. Because our emails date back to 2009, I think.
2009, early.
Yeah.
I just sent you,
you just sent me, and so it was a slow build, because I was doing the other one, and I had come from a fiction world, and also same thing in a writing world, so doing documentaries was kind of a new thing for me. But not the interest in the area, right? Because some of your books are also based in New Haven and stuff. I like writing what I know, and definitely became a certifiable pizza snob. Like I am a horrible pizza snob.
Oh, me too. I've been here over 20 years, so you have the best of us.
Yeah, you know, there are a lot of pizza places that people claim to be that they're great, and I'm just like, no, they're not.
No, they're not. So, Pete, talking about pizza snobs, Dean.
Great segue.
Well, we got a filmmaker. We've got a filmmaker. We've got the museum guy here.
Yeah.
How did you become involved in this? First the film, and then this thing. You just love pizza?
Actually, yeah, I mean, I score and do the music for a lot of the films.
Okay.
So, but I've known Gorman since like 1981 or 82, somewhere around there.
Maybe even 80.
Yeah, I think he like reviewed one of my bands, and that's how we met, I think.
Yeah.
Really how we met.
Yeah,
but we were
sure,
both
yeah.
in bands at the time. And then, like, I don't know, 25 years later, he just said, hey, would you be interested in doing music for one of my movies? And I had never thought ever of doing that.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those, like, sure, you know, just, you know, it's the old thing, you know, say yes.
Yeah.
You know, always say yes, because you never know. So that's how I got involved with him for that stuff. The pizza thing, I mean, I've had New Haven pizza since I can remember. You know, my dad worked for the AHL, the Blades, the Nighthawks. So after every game, you know, we'd get one of those places, or the Venice in Hamden.
Yeah.
So pizza has always been a huge part of everything.
Definitely. So talking about always being a huge part of everything, you know, this is about the history of pizza in New Haven. Gorman, you directed the documentary. What do you see as the kind of foundational story of pizza in New Haven?
I mean, it starts with the immigrants coming here. I mean, somehow the Italian immigration in New Haven, because of Sergeant Locke bringing in all the people to work in their.
Is that sort of the genesis of a lot of the
Why the
population?
Italians came here? Yeah.
To work at the
Sergeant
Locke factory?
Yeah.
They brought people, I mean,
They brought people over.
thousands of people. They
Like literally said,
bought
come
them.
on over to America and work in our factory.
We have work
They
for
would
you.
send company agents to.
And this was in Amalfi.
Yeah. And so they settled right behind the factory, which became Worcester Square. And New Haven at that point had the largest per capita Italian population in the United States. You know, and of course, with Italians comes a lot of good food and a lot of. You know, it was mainly bread bakeries at the time. There were definitely a few people dating back to as early as, I believe, 1908 that were started selling something resembling pizza.
Some sort of bready snack. Right?
Yeah, but it was Frank Pepe in 1925 who took it to another level.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, so I mean that's the genesis. But I think that I think there's just something. There's something in the air, there's something in the water. There's some kind of alchemy here in New Haven that has somehow given us all these great pizza places.
Well, the other reason I think, you know, we made the movie is because at that time, 2008, 2009, New Haven wasn't even in the conversation at all.
Yeah, so that's one thing
And we
wanted
really
to ask you guys about with the film coming out and all this stuff is, you said you started 6 years ago. In the meantime, we've got, Rose and Laura going and getting us declared the pizza capital of the United States.
That was because of Colin.
Colin's the other, it's the fourth wheel, fourth wheel, and not here today.
And guy,
Taste of New Haven.
And a big
Good
part
dude.
of all this,
Yes.
just to include him here.
Yeah.
Do you think, Frank Pepe had a cart. He was feeding the workers, building Long Wharf.
Yeah.
Now Long Wharf is covered with food carts. You know, they're not stirred pizza, they're serving tacos and whatever.
Right.
Do you think in 75, 100 years, there's going to be someone sitting here talking about one of those places and how they got started?
Yeah, hopefully, very much so. I hope so. You know, because I think exactly that's a really good point. It follows the waves of in this country we have waves of immigration, and it's just that simple. And we have waves, in those waves of immigration, unfortunately, we tend to have waves of xenophobia, we have different ways of looking at people, they're the other, what have you.
Yeah.
And make no mistake, Frank and others were treated as the other. This was breaking through. This was not even this was establishing their businesses, their
Italians
families.
were treated like garbage.
So,
They just wanted, they wanted them out.
So I mean, and here we are, you know, that's in a nutshell, this part of this American dream that we.
So as it becomes a part of the history of America, but also specifically New Haven, becomes relevant to you as the museum. How did you go about assembling this exhibit? Did you have to talk to the restaurants, the families? And was that you? Was that you? Was it all three of you?
We all
Everybody
had
picked a
certain
place and
contacts.
certain-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you were great with Sally's. I have a great connection with Pepe's and Modern, and Sally's as well. Yeah, I mean, so
We've been
it's,
doing this for a while.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think the three places respected. They respected the amount of respect we gave them in the movie.
They all loved the film, which is pretty amazing. We were so weird. It took, how long did we do the movie? 12 years?
11 years on the
It took us
movie.
11 years to do the movie because we did not want to blow it.
You are listening to the Municipal Voice on WNHH 103.5 FM. Are some of these things that are on loan and some are now part of the collection here at
Most
the
of it's
museum?
all loan.
Yeah,
because
at
some
this
of it's
point-
personal. It's not
Yeah.
some of these.
Because we have some crazy stuff.
Yeah, and some of them we just got from the families,
Yeah.
literally stuff off their wall.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so-
crazy. You said crazy stuff. Each one of you think for a second. Coolest thing you think that you've got to show in
Frank Pepe's original hat.
Okay.
The oldest known pizza box in the world.
From
Pepe's.
okay.
Yeah, I gotta go third here.
Yeah, they already got the good ones.
We have lots of good stuff.
No, we got great stuff. I mean, one in particular here that pops in my head is we have the original sketches for Big Green Pizza Truck.
That's fun.
Like hand drawn at, I imagine, the kitchen table, conceiving the idea.
And they've been around for a while now, but did they kind of originate that idea? Were they the first around here to do it?
They were first around here, I
First
believe.
around here, and especially in that style too, like the truck and
With the full-on brick oven built
Yeah.
onto the back. So there was no kit for that when they were doing it. They had to figure out how to do
sitting
it.
there
Yeah.
like, let's figure this out, and we do have a document of the purchase of the first truck. So it's this,
And they do a really
this idea of this thing coming about.
And they did, I don't know if you were at the Pizza Feast a couple
was
weeks
not,
ago.
unfortunately.
I mean, they did 10,000 slices of pizza.
For the Guinness World
Records.
thing.
And
Yeah.
it was,
I mean, it was amazing to watch.
I was there shooting, and every once in a while, the woman who runs it would toss me a slice because she probably could tell that I was starving at this
Yeah.
point as I was filming, and they make a good
They're
pie.
very good at what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, big events. And
Big event,
yeah, it's not just the museum, it's the events on the green, it's the whole thing. There's definitely a
Oh, there's a pizza
push.
well,
But yeah, also, I mean, it's interesting because at the backdrop of all this, and speaking from a historical point of view and how quick things move, media has completely shifted since, say, even when you guys started the film, media has shifted 10 times over.
Yeah.
Media shifted from the time the film was released.
Yeah.
So it's just this media and the economy and everything just creating this, tide right now.
And a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry that, with all of this hype and like the movie and everything, that it's gonna, in fact, spread too far and become like the next Chipotle flavor or like?
I don't, not for these three. We have the originals. What happens beyond the border of New Haven, it doesn't bother me.
There's hundreds of New Haven style Ah-Beetz places all over the country, all over the world.
I've seen them in Washington,
Japan,
Yeah.
I mean,
I had great New Haven style pizza in Portland, Oregon last year.
And so whether they do a good job or not, it's nice that they're even trying.
Yeah.
But places are getting better and better. They're learning to use the right ingredients. Some of these places are, they're getting it a lot more than they used to get it.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, it's a
dreadful.
lot more than just tossing something on and putting it in an oven.
People are
taking
trying
it
to be
out.
thoughtful. People really want to be respected now when they do it.
I do think, though, to some degree, if you look at it on a larger spectrum, cultural, yes, it may water down the idea of what Ah-Beetz is because it's getting out there. It's like an honor that it's getting out there, but then yes, in a way it could, because again, going back to that regionality, going back to like the romance. It's like coming here.
Growing up, my dad told me about going to the original Subway restaurant and how they made awesome subs. Now they are what they are.
We knew what we were doing, and especially like the dividing up of the rooms in there. The Sally's Pepe's Modern in the main room, and then the offshoots in the second room.
Okay, so it sounds like it's going to be a fairly big exhibit?
It's in one of our larger swing galleries that we have. We tend to call it the North Gallery, but you know, for people who have visited here, well, again, it's where Factory was. It's where other shows tend to turn over.
So you kind of have a rotating space?
Yeah.
Okay. But there are other exhibits here if someone wants to come that hasn't been here before. There's the regular exhibits and stuff.
Yeah, no, and we just in the last 8 months. What is it October yet? Yeah.
Not quite. Almost.
It's 9 months. I've opened 2, 3. I've opened one based on Long Wharf. We opened a display on Willoughby's 40th. And last year there was several new openings as well. So there's lots of new content. So this is, from that viewpoint, it's, you know, our show of the year. It's just, you know, this is much more of a internal process, internal, external.
Yeah.
And hopefully it shines more light on this museum, because a lot of people don't even know this place exists, which I'm always amazed. Like, they didn't know there's a New Haven museum.
Yeah.
And
Or if they know it's here, they haven't been here.
Right.
Yeah, maybe this will be.
And it's, you know, I mean, that's a core of what I do here.
It's a big, beautiful building.
It's to welcome, you know, New Haveners to come in and interact with their history, contribute to their history, and then, you know, everybody from beyond, Connecticut, wherever, you know, and hopefully, you know, people will come and see that, because yes, exactly, you can learn about pizza, but then you can walk across the hall
And learn about something less exciting and tasty.
Yeah. Pizza's not your thing? I bet I've got something else for you.
We got some old dead dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put everyone on the spot now.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. One, you got to pick your favorite of the 3. And I know you already know the answers to that. But I also want you to see if you have a hidden gem.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay.
And what's your standard order? Okay.
So
you ready?
For me,
For you.
Well,
favorite?
He started first. Why don't we go with
Go
Jason?
Jason. All right.
Second, so I know you're doing.
I'm still second, in the
I know
middle.
You're doing
All right,
plotting.
you're gonna have to listen to
Plotting.
all, but all right. So here's the caveat with me. I'm vegan, but I was not always vegan while I lived in New Haven. So I have had both sides of the coin.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's gonna be an asterisk next to me, because I'm gonna be saying what's the best kind of tomato pie. You know, tomato pie sans the parm, what have you. You know, who's kicking it with the sauce and the combo. So, but it's kind of hard. If you're asking me of the 3, it depends on almost.
Just give your answer, Jesus.
All right. Well, my go-to out of the 3 will be a veggie bomb at Modern.
Okay.
Veggie bomb, no cheese.
So vegan, as a vegan, you're going with Modern.
Modern veggie bomb, no cheese.
Gorman?
It really depends on my mood.
See?
I always say this, because
Can't get a straight answer on any of these guys.
No,
Except for
if I-
Dean. Dean will have an answer.
Yeah,
You know what, if I want a cheese pie, I'm going to Modern.
Fair.
If I want the tomato sauce pie, I'm going to Sally's.
Exactly.
If I want a margarita, hands down, I'm going to Pepe's. And then there's a specialty pie in each of them that I also love. Pepe's, it's the clam pie. At Sally's, it's the sliced potato, which is nowhere else. But it's nothing I can eat all the time, because it's all carbs. And in Modern, the eggplant, no one does the eggplant like Modern. It really depends. There are days when I'm waking up and I'm dreaming of one of the pies. In terms of a secret place, I know we have the same 2 favorite secret places. Would you have a preference?
We can double up. It's okay.
Okay. There are 2 secret places that I love, and one is Old World on the Hamden New Haven line. The Hamden North Haven line, which is very similar to Modern. It's one of the guys who worked at Modern. He opened it in '96, August '96, and the other is Zanelli's. Diagonally.
Napoletana pie. It's not New Haven
it's
style.
not New Haven
it's
style.
Like fluffy.
But it is a mind. First off, it's the best Italian restaurant in town. In a town of many great Italian restaurants, I will pick Zanelli's over anything. In fact, for other food other than pizza, I will pick Zanelli's as my favorite restaurant in New Haven. But they have this fluffy Neapolitan style, which is truly spectacular.
Okay, so what's your order?
There, cacio pepe, which is the pasta with the cheese and pepper.
On a pie?
No.
No, he's asking about pies.
Oh, that's
We're
my.
only talking about pizza today.
Oh no, but my order is that and either the margarita or the Stella, which is so I order a plate of pasta and a pie, usually with one other person, and we split both, and then we use this beautiful.
So pizza with a
crust.
side of pasta?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
You
why.
gotta do it.
That's why you only go so
I
once.
pretty much do the same thing when I go there.
Okay, Dean.
And their limoncello.
Oh, the limoncello and the cappuccino. My wife runs Willoughby's, and I will still say, Zanelli's makes the best cappuccino in town.
Yeah.
That's a lot for him to say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dean, what's your favorite?
Sally's.
Okay. Hands down.
Tomato sauce pie, garlic.
Is your standard order? Okay.
This tomato sauce pie, garlic. What are they calling it? It used to be called the plain.
I think I just called it tomato sauce
Now,
pie.
well, now it's called that.
Yeah.
They had to switch it because
Yeah.
plain they still think that's
Confuse
close.
too many people.
Yeah, so it's a tomato
Again, that
sauce pie
regional-
with garlic, which is unbelievable. I mean, that's if you can get that right,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can put anything on top of that.
That's
Yeah.
the point. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't make a good, if you go somewhere and they don't offer that, they're
Yeah.
hiding something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they do offer it and it's not good, then what are you going to put on top of garbage?
Yeah, notice we're not, none of us, well, you like the tomato, the veggie bomb, but that's also because of the vegan thing. And but I mean,
like
like, I'm not a big, like,
don't do a
toppings,
lot of
toppings is like one, like, the other, another, occasionally you'll get white onions and mushrooms, but it's like,
Doesn't need a lot.
But that's the
It doesn't.
thing.
No, if you can get that
It's like,
right,
for
I mean, that's
Yeah.
I divide into that every single time.
If
I'm
the
like,
sauce
oh my god,
the
it's like
sauce is the boss, you know, if that's kicking,
Yeah.
and then, just.
That's
Yeah,
the
see-
one when I have people come from,
Yeah.
you know, I have a lot of musicians
Yeah.
that come through and I take them there and they try that one and they're like, there's no cheese on it. What are you talking about? And as soon, every single person, they're like, the eyes roll. It's just like, what? How can this be?
Yeah. You just were talking about your order and you said something about getting moots on it. If you go to Italy and you tell someone you want an Apizza with moots on it, they're going to say, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
Right.
it's not right.
Is that a New Haven thing? Or is that Amalfi accent? Where does...
well, what was it originally
Well,
called?
there was no refrigerator.
Moots. Shkamooch, something like.
Yeah, it's a horrible name.
Yeah.
They had to change it. Actually, they ended up calling it cream. If you look at the early menus, it says
Cream cheese.
And
Yeah.
they're like, you think cream cheese? They just scamoosh. What was it?
Something
So
like
they
that.
called it-
Meaning mozzarella, they were calling it
It
cream
was
cheese.
it was a
Yeah.
different. I think it was a little bit different. I think there was more of a stank to it. But they called it cream cheese because they couldn't call it that name, which
But
is
moots-
really odd because it's not. When you look at these menus,
I'd say definitely the idea of calling it moots is
Yeah.
definitely it's definitely a New Haven, and it's
well, because there
regional
wasn't
aspect as
refrigeration.
well.
Is it
Yeah.
like the accent from Amalfi or something?
It's the accent, and also I would say, I mean, just from experience, there's the link to New York as well. I mean, I knew growing up, I had friends whose parents they grew up in New York,
Yeah.
and whatnot, and it was just moots.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I want a mozzarella. They're like, what are you talking about? Like,
I've had so many people, though, from
it's very
out
much
of.
regional.
Yeah, I've had people from who work with me, and I'll say, I just want a small moots pie, and they're like, that's not a word. What is
Yeah,
that?
you made that
Yeah,
up.
but I think again, going back to that regionalism, and I keep harping on, it's great because that's our history. That's
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's simple. It's like, is it a grinder? Is it a sub?
Right.
Is it I mean, all the different names for that.
but for my hidden gem is Old World. That is the one. I mean, for me.
While we're on top of hidden gems, how do you feel about the lobster pie at Roseland?
I've only had lobster pie at Tolly's. Is the only place I've ever had one, so I haven't had it there. I have no problem.
I give a shout out to Tolly's too,
I
as
love-
my hidden gem, because they deliver it to my house.
Love
The
Tolly's.
scroll and bean.
It's excellent there. But I've had the lobster pie there. It was really good. It's just, that's an extra thing. I don't really count that as pizza when you throw
Yeah.
that stuff on there.
They're
Yeah.
But it's
It's just like, I mean,
but I do enjoy it.
the mashed potato pie. I love potatoes. Mashed potato pie at bar.
That's it.
It's not pizza, but it's
And
tasty.
bacon. Whatever it is, it's good.
It's good, but it's not pizza.
They break down their categories here.
Oh, this is all explained?
I'm not as.
I'm not taking
You're not as big a
somebody-
snob?
I'm
Okay.
not-
I'm not taking somebody to have a mashed potato pie if they come here.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
That's maybe the second.
But again, going back to that, the idea of the sauce, the tomato pie.
Yeah.
I think that's a universal. Like,
If you can do that amazing, then you're
Yeah,
set.
and that's the
and that
thing.
is magical.
And it is, and it's one of those things because obviously being someone who gave up the cheese, people will be like,
Gave up the cheese.
You know?
Gorman?
Yeah.
So what's the movie? give us the title of the movie and
Oh, it's Pizza Love Story.
Pizza Love Story. It's going to be showing at the opening of this exhibit.
No, it's not.
No?
No,
Okay.
but there are parts of it all over the exhibit.
Yes.
Okay.
We have 8 videos in there that
Okay.
are taken from the film, re-edited sections, new stuff. So there's a lot in there. And
Okay, so there's
also-
an AV component to this exhibit. That's
Oh,
cool.
God, yeah.
A lot of it, the story will weave throughout video, through text.
And there's also other clips that are not from the movie.
Okay, so the exhibit is opening.
The exhibit is opening October 9th, 2025, here at the New Haven Museum, 114 Whitney Avenue.
What time?
At 5:30.
Open to the public?
Yes. That night it's free with pizza
excellent.
and beer and wine in Foxton Park.
Yep.
Which
Oh, it'll be a party.
Yes. One thing though, if someone wants to see the movie, we are doing a screening Friday the 10th at Real Artways in
Oh, okay.
Hartford.
There you go.
Yes, with a pizza as well included in the ticket.
You're a busy guy that weekend.
I'm
At
busy
Real
with you.
Artways in Hartford, what kind of reception do you get for this outside of New Haven?
I've gotten crazy.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the weirdest one for me was Birmingham, Alabama, where we had it was a Sunday morning at 10:30 at a film festival, sold out screening of about 250 people. I'm walking out and the director calls me over and goes, "You want to do another screening at 3 o'clock?" And I'm like, how are you going to sell tickets?
Yeah.
It was sold out.
That's pretty wild.
There. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Chicago was pretty good too.
Chicago was great.
That was,
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago was a
I mean,
big screen.
crazy. I mean, we've had screenings all over the country. And yeah. And the funny thing was, when I made this, all my filmmaker friends are going, no one's going to care outside out of Connecticut.
And it was on JetBlue for a while, and it was like so many people saw it on JetBlue. It was just, that's insane.
Was it on JetBlue headed to New Haven? That would have been the way to do it.
I don't think JetBlue ever flew to New Haven, though, did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
We need to
I
get it
think
coming into Tweed with
that would be
on
the
the
Yeah,
flight.
and Avilo can't afford TV screens, so that's not happening there.
All right. Well, Jason, Gorman, Dean, thanks for coming and talking with us today about your pizza exhibit coming up here at the New Haven Museum.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yes.
behind the camera over there.
We'd like to thank our guests, Gorman Bouchard, Dean Falcone, and Jason Bischoff-Worstel. The Municipal Voice is a co-production by CCM and WNHH 103.5 FM. Joe Thornton is our executive producer, Christopher Gilson is our producer, Harry Draws is on the boards, and I'm Matt Ford, your host. Be sure to check out our Facebook page and give us a like, and watch out for our CCM chat series on our YouTube page.